Hey, this is Joe Hubbard from JoeHubbardBassVideos.com coming at you today with another lesson. And this particular lesson is on diminished 2/5 substitution. So with that in mind, grab your bass and let's get started. A cool harmonic concept used by many bebop players is the usage of chord superimpositions over a given chord progression. At the heart of this technique, the jazz improviser superimposes a different set of changes from what the rhythm section is playing. There's many different ways to do this. However, a very simple principle called diminished 2/5 substitution can get us started and conveniently expands on the principle of tritone substitution. The whole basis of this harmonic concept is superimposing dominant seventh chords, all built in minor thirds, over a 5/7 chord of a key. So if we're in the key of C major, the 5/7 chord would be G7. We already know what the tritone substitute would be, which would be D flat 7. Now, if you're a little shaky on what tritone substitution is, then go back and watch the tritone substitution matrix video before proceeding any further. A very simple chord superimposition over a G7th chord would be a B minor 7 flat 5. The B minor 7 flat 5 is a diatonic substitution bringing out the upper structure of the G7th chord, which would be the 3, 5, flat 7, and 9. This is cool, but lacks a certain harmonic tension and tends to sound a little bit more inside. If we now take the B minor 7 flat 5 chord and create a 2/5 pattern, the 5/7 becomes E7, which related to the G7 chord would equate to the 13, flat 9, 3, and 5. The E7 functions a little bit more outside over the G7 than the B minor 7 flat 5 chord, and thus creates more tension. If we now create a tritone substitute from the E7, that becomes B flat 7, functioning as sharp 9, 5, flat 7, and flat 9 over the G7 chord. If we then line all these chords up in sequence, starting from the G7, moving to the B flat 7, D flat 7, and E7, all of these chords are spaced a minor third apart from each other. By combining all of these chords to play over the 5/7 chord of a given key creates a whole new animal for improvising over 5/7 chords. Now stick with me. The following lines combine the original 2/5 along with the diminished 2/5 substitutions. Using a concept called harmonic rhythm, while the rhythm section plays the 2 minor 7th chord through the first bar, the soloist plays one bar of 2 minor 7 to 5/7, each one of those chords lasting for 2 beats. In the second measure, while the rhythm section plays the 5/7 chord, the soloist plays one bar of the diminished 2/5 substitute, each chord lasting for 2 beats. In exercise 1, we're taking a 2/5 pattern and we're superimposing that over the first bar where the rhythm section is playing a 2 minor 7. So each chord in our 2/5 pattern is going to last 2 beats. And what we've got is an ascending D minor 7 and an ascending B minor 7 flat 5. That fits over the G7 chord and brings out that 3, 5, flat 7, and 9. That's the first pattern over the first bar. In bar 2, what we're going to do is take the tritone substitute and place a related 2 minor 7th chord in front of that and play that over the G7 chord. So what we've got is A flat minor 7, and I've got root flat 3, 5, flat 7, and then I'm descending down a diminished 7th chord starting on the 3rd of the D flat 7, and that's going to bring out the 3, the flat 9, the flat 7, and the 5 of the D flat 7, which is the tritone substitute. So if I put those first 2 bars together, this is what it'll sound like. Really nice angular and outside sound over that G7th chord. That really helps us to achieve that idea of tension, creating tension over the 5/7 chord. So when we resolve to the 1 chord, we can have that resolution or release. So over the major 7th chord, what I've got is a chromatic below the 5th, then a descending scale passing tone line from 3, going to 2, going to 1, then back up to 3, 5, and then a triple chromatic approach to the 5th. If I put the whole line together, this is what I've got. Okay, now you go practice. In exercise 2, we're taking a 2/5 pattern and superimposing it over the first bar where the rhythm section is playing 2 minor 7th. So what we have is a D minor 7 to G7 pattern. I'm starting on the 5th of the D minor 7 and I'm arpeggiating down the chord, going 5, flat 3, root, flat 7. Then I'm leading by step into the 3rd of the G7, and that's a really nice idea to go from 7 to 3. There's a really nice voice leading there. Then I go 3, 5, 7, and 9 of the G7th chord, which happens to be a B minor 7 flat 5. So over the 2nd chord where the rhythm section is playing the G7, I'm going to superimpose an F minor 7 to a B flat 7, which is going to give us that nice flat 7/7 resolution back to the 1. So what I've got here is I start on the flat 3 and I play a descending scale passing tone line all the way down to the flat 7, and then I've got that same 7 to 3 voice leading thing going on here, and I play 3, 5, flat 7, and flat 9 of the B flat 7 there. It's important to remember to achieve this 5-to-1 resolution where we're creating tension and release, that we don't always opt for the diatonic choice to play over the 5/7 chord. That's why when the rhythm section is playing that 5/7 chord, I want to try to implement some of these diminished 2/5 substitutions that really enables me to achieve that goal of creating that certain type of tension. And then it's just a matter of taste, so you find the ones that you like and then you start to experiment with those. So resolving to the 1 chord, what I've got is a scale passing tone line going from the root, the 2nd, the 3, and then the 5, but it's an octave displacement. So the original idea could have been like this: root, 2, 3, 5, and then the octave displacement would be this: root, 2, 3, and then the 5. So then the follow-up line here is chromatic below the 5th, then root, 3, chromatic below the 3rd, then 5, 7, chromatic below the 7, and then 3, 5. So if I put that whole line together, this is what I've got. Okay, now you practice. In our third example, we're taking a 2/5 pattern, superimposing that over the first bar where the rhythm section is playing 2 minor 7. So we've got the 2/5 pattern of D minor 7 to G7. We're starting off here from the flat 3. I'm playing a descending passing tone line from flat 3 down to the root. Then over the G7, I'm playing a chromatic above the 3rd, down to tension 9, and then resolving to flat 7. In the second bar where the rhythm section is playing the 5/7 chord, what we're going to do is superimpose a B minor 7 to E7 implying that 3/7 to 1 resolution, helping us to achieve that nice tense outside sound. So we start this line on a scale passing tone line, starting on the root of the B minor 7. I go root up to flat 3, descend to 2, back down to the root. Then over the E7, I've got 13 going to the root, 4, and then descending down to sharp 9. Now over the C major 7th chord, I'm starting with tension sharp 11, so I go sharp 11, double chromatic above the root, chromatic below the 3rd, down to the 5th, then I go 7, triple chromatic into the 5th, chromatic below the 3rd, and that's where I resolve that. So if I put that all together, I've got this. Okay, now you go practice. A major component of the complete musician is to develop the ability to understand the language of music. By becoming a member of JoeHubbardBassVideos.com, you'll naturally acquire this ability. Many bass guitar methods will try to teach you to play songs without the complete understanding of the musical components of Western music. That approach tends to produce imitators rather than originators, and real musical skills are rarely learned. My system takes you directly to being able to play anything you want. Someone else's music, your own music, and everything else in between. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video today, and if you've got any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for further free bass guitar lessons, and also friend me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Until next time, practice smart, work hard, and play creatively.